Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. It is Tuesday night. It is our shift to Streamline Summer Series, and I have a very special. When you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my phone to pull up the chat. I have a very special series that we are starting tonight titled Level Up Your Launch Lessons Learned. So we are going to jump right in. Um, Again, this is our summer series that is all about um, different ways that you can make shifts in your business so that you can streamline your day to day operations so that you can make more money, you can have more free time. And in these economic times, you can adjust to what's going on so that things work out even better for you. And so I'm starting a special 4-part series tonight called Level Up Your Launch Lessons Learned. Okay, so we are going to jump right in. All right, so I've been working with clients for a few years now, and I see some of the same mistakes made time and time again when it comes to having a launch event to enroll people in your coaching program or in your subscription based membership, or if you're doing a book launch. Um, there's so many different things that you could be doing, and some of those things are not good things. And so I thought, what better time than now to share them with you. So my grandfather used to say, you don't have to every lesson, you don't have to make every lesson in order to learn from a lesson. Sometimes some of the best lessons that you learn are from other people's mistakes. So it's really good when you can learn from not wishing anything bad on anyone else, but if you can learn from something that someone else has gone through and not go through it yourself, that's one of the best things in the world. So again, this is a 4-part series. We're going to be here every other night. And so I'm excited. If you're excited and you're ready to get started, drop a 1 in the chat. If you catch this on the replay, hit hashtag RP for replay and let me know if you're excited. So your level up launch lesson number 1 is stick to the plan. Okay. Stick to the plan. Now, y'all know I'm a PK, preacher kid, for those of you who are new. And part of our church prayer says that if I live prayerfully, then I will live carefully. But if I live prayerlessly, I will live carelessly. I will not pray panic prayers. All that simply says is that when you get up each day, if you start out with a prayer in your heart, then as long as your life is full of prayer, you will live carefully. Everything that you do will be good, but not everything will be good, but everything will be for the good. Okay, but if you don't pray on a regular basis, then you're living life in a careless manner. You're not being careful with the gift that God has given you that is life. So if you don't pray or you pray sporadically, you don't have a regular prayer life, then sometimes you find that when things come up, you want to run and go pray. That's a panic prayer. But if you've been praying all the time, then you don't have to run for a panic prayer. Does that mean there will be times where you won't say, you know what, let me just say a quick prayer? No, but you won't be desperate in your prayers. Okay. So I feel like that's the same thing about a lot of things in life. Again, having learned this as a child and repeating it so many times, it just applies to so many things. And today, I think that it applies to launch events. If you have a plan, stick to it, the results will happen. As long as you're taking the time to carefully lay out the plans and know what it is that you're going to do, then you don't have to panic when things go a little bit off or things don't go as you expect or come as quickly as you want them to. But if you don't make plans, then you're always going to be panicking because you don't know what you're doing. So if I live prayerfully, I will live carefully. But if I live prayerlessly, I will live carelessly. I will not pray panic prayers. So if y'all didn't learn nothing else, that's the word for the night. So do you believe that? Does it sound good to you? Okay. So I need you to adopt that belief and strategy toward your launch events. You have taken the time, more than likely, you're a coach, you've taken the time to plan for your launch, you prep for it with care. Some of you have even secured the bag to help make sure that you have that extra assistance that you need. You've done too much to let nerves and what if cause you to be spiraling and changing the plan midstream, especially during the open cart phase. Let me say that again. Don't change your plan. Don't move away from the planned layout plan for your launch during the open cart phase. Most people buy on the first and the last day. So don't let that temporary stillness or that ebb in the middle cause you to shift your plan. Okay, just hold on and know that that last day is coming. Save the best for last. Um, if you've experienced that stillness in the middle of a launch, please drop one in the chat because I know I'm not the only one that has experienced that in the middle of the launch. And it does make you feel like, well, what happened? What happened? But if you just hold on a couple more days, you'll see those numbers go back up. So history is a great predictor of future results. But with everything going on in the economy right now, everything going on in the world right now, what happened last year is not the same today. What happened 2 years ago is not the same today. You know, you have to allow for fluctuations in enrollment that are attributable to such things as the end of the pandemic. We're back outside. People don't necessarily sit in front of their computers anymore. They're back outside. They're doing things. They're traveling. It's summertime. So if you're planning a launch right now, just remember people are on vacations. You know, kids are out of school. People should be, spending quality time with their family and doing stuff. Today I was working and it just made my heart happy. I could hear the little kids from next door outside playing, and it seemed like they had some company or something from out of town, so there were some extra voices. But it was just the joy of hearing them outside playing. It made me think back on when I used to play as a child. It was good that they were able to be there together. It's just those types of things that are going on, you know. Also, we have some recent downturns, like the economy doing some weird stuff, banks is falling apart, all of that. Some people are holding their money tighter. But let me tell you the one thing I know about people and their money. People gonna buy what they want to buy when they want to buy it. It doesn't matter what the economy is doing. I'm gonna say that one more time. People will buy what they want to buy when they want to buy it. It does not matter what the economy is doing. So don't let the economy and all the threats and everything that they're saying keep you from doing what you need to do in your business. You plan that launch, you get out there in front of those people, because 9 times out of 10, people need you more. Whatever it is that you have, if that's something that's going to help their business to grow, they actually need it more now. So don't let those types of things scare you. All you have to do is continue to plan. So there's these types of things, the pandemic, the economy, there's all types of things that we have no control over. But what I do know is that many businesses were born and bred during the pandemic, and many will grow and scale in the next 12 to 18 months. I know mine is. What about you? If your business is going to grow or scale in the next 12 to 18 months, drop a 1 in the chat. Claim that. Claim it today. So you want to move to make sure your business is in that number that you are growing by sticking to your launch plan. So adding emails or making adjustments to your offer can come across as desperate. They could break your automations. And most importantly, they could undermine your authority, which causes you to lose enrollments. You need to see the plan that you have through to the end. And then you use that launch debrief phase at the end to analyze and adjust. But don't risk adding an email that's unnecessary. Now, there are some necessary things that you may want to do during your launch, and we're going to talk about those in a moment. But don't make changes out of desperation or out of fear. Anything that you do out of fear is not going to benefit you. And fear and emotions are secondhand things. Know and trust in what you've created and the plan that you have and stick to the plan. You want to work with your launch manager during that debriefing phase so that you could talk about ways that you can tweak your launch and be ready for the next event. Again, that's not to say you can't make changes, but you only want to make changes that will fix a wrong or answer questions that your audience may have. So, you know me, I always, want to bring it home and have a story. So, have you ever taken on a home improvement project? If you like me, it's something all the time. If it's nothing more than you just get tired of the color scheme in a room and you switch it up. Or it could be something like a major redesign, doing your kitchen over. It has a lot of different moving pieces. So normally what you do is you decide on the project and then you start making the decisions. If you're going to redo your kitchen, what do you want the countertops to look like? What do you want the flooring to look like? What's the wall color going to be like? Which appliances do you want? That's going to make a decision in what kind of flooring you get. That's going to make a decision in the colors that you pick. So you make all these decisions, and then even if you don't write it down, everybody got a budget. Deep down inside, you know what you can spend, whether you write it down or you just have it in your head. Okay. So you go and you shop, you pick out those things. If you have a contractor that you're using, y'all have some conversations and you start to execute the plan. Okay. So you've created this plan. You ready. Okay. We in motion now. Planning is done. We in motion. Let's follow it through. So say now you got everything. You're ready to go. The work is started. But you decide you don't want that color paint. So off to the store you go and you buy some new paint. Guess what? You just spent more money on something you had already bought. So now you've lost money and you may have gone over budget when if you'd have just stuck with the plan, because if you planned carefully, then you took into account the wall colors. If you didn't plan carefully, that's a whole nother problem. Okay. So now you've lost money because you go out and you buy the second type of paint because you cannot return paint. Paint is the one thing in life you cannot return. Okay. Now imagine that you going on with the process, you did or you didn't change the paint, but now let's say you didn't change the paint. Now you decide, I want to use a different floor and I want a different paint. But they've already started the work. They've already painted the walls and half of the floor is laid. So guess what? Now, not only are you going back to the store and you're spending more money, but that work that's done has to be undone and then redone. So now you've lost time and money. You're not making very good use of your resources. You're not sticking to the plan. And 8 out of 10 times you wish that you'd have just stuck with the plan, especially when you take the time and you plan carefully because it was so laid out, it was so beautiful, it was what you wanted. And now you stressed yourself unnecessarily. And that's a cost far above money and time. That's you doing something to your own health. Does this sound familiar to anybody? This is true for your launch event. Just like you pick out the paint, you pick out the walls, you picked out the systems. You knew which steps were going to happen each day, step by step. You knew what needed to be done in the first week, the second week, the third week. You knew who was going to do the work. You knew what you were expecting in return. But then you get in there in the middle and you get to switching stuff around, and now your automations are broke. Your email's not going out on the right day. Your social media post is all flip-flop. This one is not supposed to be where it's supposed to be. This one is duplicated on another platform. The people are sitting back and they're wondering, well, what's going on? When all you had to do was stick to the plan. Because even when you have great ideas, stick to the plan. Use that idea the next time. Because the good thing about a launch is that it happens again and again. Once you get a good launch, you do it over and over and over. So save that great idea for the next time. Don't risk losing money and time and even more enrollments. not just because that's money coming into your business, but I'm a firm believer that each one of us is given a gift, and there's a certain tribe of people that are your tribe. And when you don't deliver to them on time the way that you should, then you're blocking their blessing because they need what you have in order for them to get what they need. So when you go to switching up the plan, you causing a delay in somebody else's stuff. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be responsible to God for causing no delays in anybody else's stuff. I really don't even want to be in trouble for causing delays in my own stuff, but definitely not somebody else's. So if you break or disrupt your automations, it can be more harm than good. Or you can come across as pushy and desperate. Because why are you making all these changes? So one of the best things that you can do during a launch is to jot down any thoughts that you have and discuss them with your team and your launch manager after you complete your sales calls. An even better thing that you can do is to take the time to plan your next launch event using what you learned from the past and taking time to design it so that you can rinse and repeat it over and over again. So, how does that sound? Does anybody feel like you learned something in regards to making sure that, just stick to the plan? You can always improve upon it the next time. If there's something that goes wrong, you definitely fix that. If your audience has questions, especially if you find more than one person has the same question, yes, add a Q&A, add an email. Make sure that you answer those questions because the last thing that you want is for confusion to stop someone from enrolling. So I am a really big about preparing and planning. And so I am offering on July 7th and 8th, next Friday and Saturday, I'm offering my back end in a weekend, which is a 2-day intensive where I help you to choose the best launch event type for you. And we create your pre-launch assets, your registration page, your sales page, your checkout page, your email sequences, and your social media strategy, as well as you get a launch checklist, because it is so important to make sure that you plan things out to the best of your ability, because without a vision, the people will perish. A vision is a plan. Create a plan. That's like one version of a vision. I know what a vision really is, but your vision is the plan that you put out there. Okay. So for just a few hours on 2 days, we're going to do the work so that you can position to increase your next launch event's marketability and enroll more people into your group coaching or subscription-based membership program. So you can go to backendinaweekend.com, backendinaweekend.com, and register today. It's on the screen, backendinaweekend.com. Register today. And breaking news, this intensive is free 99, free, zero, free 99. But this is the last time to get it at that investment level. So you don't want to miss out on this. Again, it's July 7th and 8th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. each day. We're going to be taking the time to build. This is not I'm going to be talking, you're going to be listening. This is an active class. This is an intensive. We're going to be teach a little bit, work a little bit, teach a little bit, work a little bit. You're going to have opportunities to ask me questions, and we're going to bang those assets out, and you will be able to use those over and over and over in future launch events. And as a special gift for anyone who sees this and registers before 6 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, anyone who sees this and registers before 6 p.m. tomorrow at Back End in a Weekend will also receive a complimentary pre-event Q&A session where we're going to talk about your last launch event and some of the thoughts and ideas that you had. This is valued at $500. Just this short 30-minute conversation where we can just get to the bottom of some of the things that happened in your last launch so that you can be best prepared for your next launch. So make sure, I got to ask you to do 3 things. 1, register at backininaweekend.com. If you have a friend, bring a friend, because it's always best when it's caring and sharing. 2, meet me back here on Thursday, same time, same places. Actually, I think I'm going to be adding a place as well. But same time, same places, 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, and we're going to talk about launch lesson learn number 2. And I'll just give you a quick preview. It's going to be all about how to level up during your launch layover, in between launch events. So make sure that you come back on Thursday. And 3, join the Hustle Hub. This is my Facebook group, and in there I'm dropping tidbits. There's also videos. There's so many things that we're going to be kicking off August the 1st in that group. So you want to get in now. I'm still getting the founding members because there's going to be great things that you get before anyone else gets them. So it's been wonderful. Remember, stick to the plan. Join backininaweekend.com. Bring a friend and meet me back here on Thursday. Have a great night. I'll talk to you guys later on. Bye-bye.